This book is essentially an anti-Trump campaign book, Kate. From my initial read of it, Joe Biden couldn't have written a more effective book against the President of the United States. But you say that, I say it's like an anti-Trump campaign book, but it's coming from inside the family. There's never been anything like this in modern political history, to have the niece of a president write a scathing tell-all. Let me just read a couple of the parts that stand out to me, Kate, from the very end of the book, talking about the president's cruelty, saying the cruelty is the point, which is a quote from the Atlantic writer Adam Serwer. It goes on to say that the cruelty serves as a means to distract both us and himself from the true extent of his failures. She writes at the end of the book, we must dispense with the idea of Donald being a strategically brilliant person, understanding media and politics. He doesn't have a strategy, Mary says. He never has. She says it was a fluke that he won the election. She says he never thought that he was going to win, and that he takes these rebukes as challenges and doubles down on his behavior because of these problems in his family that she describes in detail, as Sarah just mentioned. At the end of the book, Kate, what you hear from Mary Trump is that, it's a lifetime of failures by the President of the United States. She says the lies may become true in his mind as soon as he utters them, but they are still lies. It's just another way for him to see what he can get away with. And so far, he's gotten away with everything. This is the ultimate disappointed relative. You think about any family drama, you times it by 1,000, and that's what you get with this book by Mary Trump.
But you hit on it. We'll continue to go through, of course, and everyone will read the quotes, and we'll, of course, wait to hear how the president responds, if he does, and all of that. But just to sit for a second and absorb the fact that this is a scathing rebuke hitting at all of the major sensitivity points that we know of Donald Trump, and it's coming from his own family. I mean, coming from his niece, that he's a clown, is how Sarah Murray says it's described in a conversation in the book. And as you say, when you talk about failures and the fact that he didn't have a strategy and it's a fluke, it is sad to see, to read this.
The reason I say sad, here's page 202. Donald continues to exist in the dark space between the fear of indifference and the fear of failure that led to his brother's destruction. She goes on to say, every time you hear Donald talking about how something is the greatest, the best, the biggest, the most tremendous, you have to remember that the man speaking is still, in essential ways, the same little boy who is desperately worried that he, like his older brother, is inadequate, and that he, too, will be destroyed for his inadequacy. At a very deep level, this is Mary Trump, his bragging and false bravado are not directed at the audience in front of him, but at his audience of one, his long-dead father. So ultimately, Mary Trump is saying it all comes back to those daddy issues, challenges, struggles.
Well, and Brian,
and I think, frankly, many people can relate to that, Kate. Many people have their own family issues, but to see it unspooled in a book about the president is astonishing.
Absolutely. And you know how so many people in conversation about what the president is doing and why say, I can't get into the president's head. From what you just read to me, it sounds like the president's niece may be trying to do exactly that.